In Houston, private school teachers demand salaries. COVID-19 hotline receives prank phone calls. In the region, Colombia extends stay-at-home order. And internationally, South African medics take government to court over lack of protective equipment. Greetings and welcome to this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am George Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. Given the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, our newscast is taking measures to protect our staff while fulfilling our mandate to provide the Guyanese public with information that is accurate, useful, and timely. With this in mind, we have embraced the World Health Organization's social distancing guidelines by limiting our exposure to the public, or in other words, working from home. We here at Headline News Update encourage you to do the same if possible. On the subject of the coronavirus, as of Monday, April 7th, 2020, the Ministry of Public Health recorded 31 confirmed cases of the novel coronavirus in Guyana. However, the number of deaths is now 5, after one patient died last night at the Georgetown Public Hospital's COVID-19 isolation unit. 35 persons are currently in institutional quarantine by the Ministry of Public Health across 3 regions. In Region 3, 3 persons, Region 4, 22 persons, and Region 6, 3. Currently, 23 patients are in institutional isolation. The Public Health Minister also disclosed that 3 family members of Guyana's first case have since tested negative after undergoing the mandatory isolation period. In total, 8 persons have recovered after isolation. The number of persons hospitalized in the COVID-19 ICU is 8. These numbers are based on what stats we have received at Headline News Update. You can visit our website at headlinenewsguyana.com for the most recent numbers. Monday night, a 60-year-old miner appeared at the Madia Public Hospital with symptoms of the novel coronavirus. The miner, who runs a mining operation in Region 8, was seen and examined by a doctor who admitted him as a suspected case of the coronavirus since the man was coughing continuously and had difficulty breathing. The miner is currently awaiting a medevac to the city, where he is expected to undergo testing from the relevant health authorities. Meanwhile, health officials in Mabaruma Region 1 are awaiting the results of tests which were conducted on 3 persons who are in institutional quarantine after they displayed symptoms of the coronavirus. We will bring you an update with that as details arise. Despite the seriousness of the disease, operators of the Ministry of Public Health's COVID-19 hotline complain that they are receiving prank phone calls. Bibi Bacchus tells us more in this report.
In light of the novel coronavirus pandemic, the Ministry of Public Health has set up a COVID-19 hotline so members of the public can contact health officials to report possible cases of the virus. But reports are that since the hotlines were set up, operators have been receiving prank calls, making their jobs difficult. This was revealed by the Health Emergency Operations Center on Saturday during a program hosted by the Ministry of Public Health on the National Communications Network. Representative of the ministry, Dr. Luella Sukri, said prank calls have been making it difficult for the hotlines operators and the surveillance team. She added that such idle acts have made it difficult for operators to separate persons who are truly sick from people who are just calling to see if the hotline is working, or to report persons who they think are sick without providing the necessary data that is required to trace that person. They are not giving a name, an occupation, or address. So in this case, we are not able to effectively follow through and respond the way as we should for COVID-19. The Ministry of Public Health is calling on persons to desist from such mischievous acts, as COVID-19 is to be taken seriously. To date, Guyana has recorded 31 cases inclusive of 5 deaths. For Headline News Updates, Bibi Bacchus.
Thanks, Bibi. Starting Thursday, all of the nation's post offices will be closed until further notice. In a statement from the Guyana Post Office Corporation, it was disclosed that the temporary closure is in light of the government's emergency measures in response to the COVID-19 global pandemic. While the offices will be closed, the GPOC has stated that certain arrangements will be made to facilitate certain services. Bulk mail will be accepted on April 16th and 17th, 2020. Notices will be publicized and sent to the relevant agencies. Treasury pensions will be paid on April 22nd and 23rd at all post offices from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Treasury pensions do not include old age pensions. Old age and NIS pension vouchers can be cashed on April 16th, 17th, 22nd, 23rd, 29th, and 30th at all post offices between the hours of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The GPOC said it will continue to update its website, guypost.gy, and their social media pages with information during the closure. After the break, United States continues to monitor Guyana's elections, and private school teachers demand their salaries.
Stop the spread of germs that can make you and your friends sick. Cover your nose and mouth with a tissue when you sneeze or cough. Then throw away that tissue in a bin with a cover. If you do not have a tissue, cough or sneeze into bent elbow. When you are finished, wash your hands thoroughly with clean water and soap while you sing the happy birthday song. If water and soap are not available, use hand sanitizer while you count from 1 to 10 slowly. A message from the Ministry of Public Health and PAHO WHO.
Hurry down to Zasco on 15 North Road between Camp and Wellington Streets. Quality products at low cost for every room in your home. 65 and 55 inches high-end 4K smart TVs. Samsung French door fridges. Black & Decker appliances, queen and king size Canadian-made mattresses. German-made pressure pots in 5 to 9 liters. 12-piece pot sets, knife sets, cutlery sets and pans, commercial fans. Samsung smart stoves. Canadian-made 3-piece recliner sofa sets. Air fryers and Hamilton Beach hot and cold water dispenser.
For that reliable, prudent, and courteous traveling experience, your choice is G3 Cabs, located at 228-229 Aubrey Barker Road and Beverly Close, South Reinfeldt Gardens. Travel in comfort and safety with our deluxe fleet of new vehicles and neatly trimmed drivers serving our customers around Georgetown. We deliver cooking gas, small packages, run errands, and provide minor vehicular roadside assistance such as jump starts of vehicles, flat tires, spare wheel assistance, and more. Contact us on 218-4982 or 218-4500. G3 Cabs. You can count on us.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. Is what I gonna do here?
Let's help your child start improving in their grades today. We focus on reading, spelling, math, and much more, from students to nursery to secondary, and also adults reading classes available. Register today at Hidden Treasures After School Program. We are located in Kitty, next to Kitty Police Station, or Lot 3 Public Road, Batterstown, eastbound Darwara, or contact us on 675-4379.
I can call them now.
Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day. I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at geopolitical news involving Guyana. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo on Tuesday said that Friday's High Court ruling clears the way for a recount of votes cast in the March 2, 2020 general and regional elections. In addition to this, Pompeo pledged the United States' support towards ensuring a free, fair, transparent, and credible recount. At the time, Mr. Pompeo was speaking at his regular State Department press conference.
I'd also like to commend Guyana's High Court for clearing the way for a nationwide recount of that country's recent national elections as well. We look forward to working with their Elections Commission and the international observer community to ensure that that process is free and fair, transparent, and credible.
According to Secretary of State Pompeo, the U.S. joins with the Organization of American States, the Commonwealth, the European Union, and others in calling for accurate tabulation of Guyana's votes. The Guyana Elections Commission has said that they are currently compiling the modality of the recount, and it should begin shortly. But before that, GCOM intends to invite the CARICOM delegation to return to oversee the recount. Now, for local news. A pedal cyclist has become the country's latest road fatality after he was struck and killed by a Route 42 minibus driver. More from Esther Sobers.
On Monday, 32-year-old Rudy Nurse of Landscape Street, Queenstown, Georgetown, died after being struck and killed by a Route 42 minibus. According to police, Nurse was crossing the road on his bicycle when he was struck down by the minibus BYY 1311 in the vicinity of Rahamans Park, Houston. Nurse sustained several injuries about the body. He was taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The driver is currently in police custody, assisting with investigations. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Teachers and staff at the Success Elementary School are upset. According to them, they have not been paid, and each inquiry regarding their money seems to go unanswered. Here again is Esther Sobers.
In response to the spread of the novel coronavirus, the Ministry of Education took the decision to close the nation's public schools. Many private schools immediately followed suit, including Success Elementary School, which has been closed for close to a month. But to date, over 60 staff members of the school have yet to receive their salaries. Several teachers reached out to Headline News to air their frustration. Fearing retaliation, the teachers have asked to have their identities concealed. According to the teachers, numerous calls were made to their school's principal regarding their salaries, but all calls went unanswered.
They get paid by the 28th of every month, and we haven't been paid as yet. Persons they would have been trying to get on to the director of the school to find out what's the situation, and he has been avoiding people's phone calls. He's been dodging people, and nobody in getting on to him and knowing what to do. He's been passing people straight when people would have seen him on the road and whatever. He's been ignoring persons and not communicating with them, telling them whatever. When we ask his family members to find out what's going on, it's telling them that he's maintaining social distancing. We're hearing things like he upset. That's why we're not paid as yet, because we didn't go in school and clean school sometime before the 30th of March. We didn't go in school to clean the school. So we're hearing a lot of excuses as to why we're not being paid, but there's a situation right now as it pertains to us not being paid for March, and it's very frustrating now because persons have a lot of things to do, got bills to pay and so on, and they're not allowed to do so because of this situation.
Headline News tried to make contact with the school's principal, Winifred Success, but our calls went unanswered. The teachers maintain that they are looking for an amicable solution to the situation. Nonetheless, Headline News will continue to follow this story and give updates as details arise. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. After the break, we bring you your regional and international headlines of the day.
Hurry down to Zasco on 15 North Road between Camp and Wellington Streets. Quality products at low cost for every room in your home. 65 and 55 inches high-end 4K smart TVs. Samsung French door fridges. Black & Decker appliances, queen and king size Canadian-made mattresses. German-made pressure pots in 5 to 9 liters. 12-piece pot sets, knife sets, cutlery sets and pans, commercial fans. Samsung smart stoves. Canadian-made 3-piece recliner sofa sets. Air fryers and Hamilton Beach hot and cold water dispenser.
For that reliable, prudent, and courteous traveling experience, your choice is G3 Cabs, located at 228-229 Aubrey Barker Road and Beverly Close, South Renfrew Gardens. Travel in comfort and safety with our deluxe fleet of new vehicles and neatly trimmed drivers serving our customers around Georgetown. We deliver cooking gas, small packages, run errands, and provide minor vehicular roadside assistance such as jump starts of vehicles, flat tires, spare wheel assistance, and more. Contact us on 218-4982 or 218-4500. G3 Cabs. You can count on us.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. Is what I gonna do here?
Let's help your child start improving in their grades today. We focus on reading, spelling, math, and much more, from students to nursery to secondary, and also adults reading classes available. Register today at Hidden Treasures After School Program. We are located in Kitty, next door to Kitty Police Station, or Lot 3 Public Road, Batterstown, East Bank, Darawara, or contact us on 675-4379.
I can call them now.
Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
Hey, Radical.
Chiny man, long time in here or see you.
I didn't really feeling too good.
He never give me no coronavirus, not me.
Like she know you can get COVID-19 from a phone call? What? Hear this. When somebody cough or sneeze, they spray small liquid droplets from their nose or mouth. If you get too close, you could breathe in the droplets, including the COVID-19 virus if the person coughing got the virus. And bops! Just like that, you get coronavirus. So, Stay at least 1 meter or 3 feet distance between yourself and everyone, especially those who are coughing or sneezing. Or better, stay home and don't go out liming.
Yeah, China man, I can talk all you want now. We can hear and see you.
This is a message from the Ministry of Public Health in collaboration with PAHO WHO.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley on Monday announced that his administration has decided to extend the stay-at-home order for an additional 15 days as it works out to limit the spread of the novel coronavirus in Trinidad and Tobago. At a media briefing on Monday, Rowley said that the order, which was scheduled to expire on April 15th, will now be extended until April 30th. The Prime Minister said this was done as the country could be, quote, in a worse situation than when we were on the first of the 15 days when we started the stay-at-home order, end quote. Rowley put the public on notice, stating that sanctions to ensure compliance with this order will be intensified. Colombia has extended its nationwide quarantine for a further 2 weeks until April 27th. That means many people cannot get to work, including the Venezuelan migrants who fled to Colombia and elsewhere because of the economic crisis in their country. Al Jazeera's Lucia Newman reports.
It's a long and torturous road back home for these Venezuelan migrants. Hundreds are trying to make the 556-kilometer-long journey to Colombia's border with Venezuela on foot, fleeing not just the COVID-19 epidemic, but acute unemployment that is obliging them to return home.
With the situation that is happening with coronavirus, things have changed. People don't treat us the same. It's not possible to go out to sell because there are no more people on the street because of the situation.
Venezuelans are also returning to the border with Brazil, where the pandemic is spreading poverty as well as disease. In the back of this market in Rio de Janeiro, people who've been left unemployed by the crisis queue for leftover fish and vegetables.
I work by the day and I've been without work for 2 weeks. I have 5 children at home. I'm afraid of the coronavirus, but I'm also afraid my children will have nothing to eat. So like it or not, I have to go out.
The need for people to stay isolated is wreaking havoc in Latin America's largest economy. This woman warns that soon food handouts will not be enough.
If this continues, everyone is going to be dying of hunger. There's going to be a war. People are going to want to invade the markets.
And unlike the Venezuelans, millions of Brazilians who are now out of work and out of money have nowhere else to go. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera.
And internationally, medics in South Africa are taking the government to court over a lack of personal protective equipment. Al Jazeera's Famida Miller reports.
Police opened fire with rubber bullets. Behind the tear gas, hospital workers protesting against what they say are unsafe working conditions, including a lack of personal protective equipment. 2 protesters are injured as South African police clear the demonstrators from blocking the hospital entrance. As more people test positive for COVID-19, healthcare workers are increasingly worried about a shortage of protective gear. One of them is Rich Sitlina. He's a nurse at a public hospital on Johannesburg's East Rand.
Nurses are even told to reuse those masks. We are reusing them. Others are told to decontaminate. You are using it throughout the day. Then at the end of the day, at the end of your shift, you put it there and we are going to sanitize. I don't know how do you sanitize it.
Rich says the emergency ward at the hospital where he works has had to borrow masks and gloves from other departments, potentially affecting operations. A hospital in Durban has had to shut its emergency department after 11 of its 20 health workers tested positive for COVID-19. A clinic in Gauteng closed when a nurse there tested positive for the virus. The Department of Health says it's concerned about the number of health workers who were testing positive. Workers' Union, the Young Nurses in Durban, says its 10,000 members on the front line of the pandemic are at risk.
Remember, it's not only an issue of protective clothing at work, it's the issue of saying also our frontline staff leave their families every day they go to work and be in contact with infected and also suspected cases and get into public transportation again and take potentially this virus back at home.
With nearly half of all COVID-19 infections in South Africa, the Gauteng province is appealing for donations of protective gear and ventilators. That's despite being the wealthiest province in the country. It says it wants to protect health workers by having at least 2 months' worth of protective gear in stock. But that target appears unlikely.
There is a moment where we are going to say it's enough. I hope it won't be exactly at the time where the storm is hitting everyone in South Africa.
A warning as South Africa completes its second week of a lockdown that its leaders hope will curb the spread of the coronavirus. Famida Miller, Al Jazeera, Johannesburg.
That's all for today's regional and international news. Here's the 3-day weather forecast. That's it for this edition of Headline News Update. Tune in Wednesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube, and visit our website at headlinenewsghana.com for more news. Until then, take care.